Okay, little quick walk around just for interest of a 87 TZR next to a 87 FZR 400. Got to ignore the crows there. Hopefully it's not a bad omen. The FZR, very cool bike. It's got a little bit of damage right here. Somebody's repaired, not very well, but it's been repaired there. Rest of the bike's in pretty good condition. Not perfect, but pretty good. You have to ignore all the springtime mud and crud on the ground. This bike's special because it has the brace swing arm as well as the X-up valve. That's what the North American model did not have. This also has an upgraded Delta box frame as well. The North American model, this is all steel subframe on the North American model, and it's bolted. If you look on the North American model, there's a hole here for a bolt. So this is more similar to the frame used on the FZR 1000 Genesis. Pretty cool bike. Pretty reasonable miles. Not super high, not super low. Hasn't seen a lot of sun, I don't think. The seat's in really good shape and the dials got pretty good color. A little bit of damage here. Scraping of some sort. Here's the TZR, so this is the bike I'm going to be keeping. It's a bit dirty, but I'm going to give it a good clean later today. That's why I have them out. So the TZR is in pretty good shape. A little bit of scratches here, and I know what that's from. That's from the tank coming off. The tank kind of, as you take the tank off, unless you're really careful, you kind of scrape that. And when I got it, there were a couple scrapes here, and I added one or two to it. Otherwise, this bike's in really good shape. Besides, I think the lady I bought it from, I think she took really good care of it, but laid it down once. Would have been a low-speed slide. It's not even cracked or anything, but it's got that right there. So I'm keeping an eye out for one of these panels. They'll come up. And this is the Canadian version, has these stick-out lights on it. And this is a Delta box frame as well, but if you look at this one, the width here is just a little bit more than 4 fingers. You go to this one, it's got a full finger more, so it's a much heavy-duty frame on the FZR 400 than the TZR. You can feel the weight difference between the two bikes as well. TZR only has one large front rotor. The FZR has 2. They both stop equally well. There's zero. If anything, the TZR stops a little bit better. It's just it's a much lighter bike. The Canadian model also has these reflectors on it. Japanese model might not either. Not too sure. I'm keeping an eye out for a tail piece there. One will come up. The Japanese model also has a one-piece unit tail light here with signals here and here. On the Canadian model, these are foam inserts, factory, and then these are the tail lights. And the Canadian model also has these different style mirrors. I'm not too sure why. The Japanese model, I believe the European model, has mirrors more like this, but black. But this model has these stick-out mirrors that work horribly. They're not very good mirrors. So I'm gonna get some normal black ones. So when the lady put it down, this is the one thing that I really don't like, because this little tailpiece broke off here, which is a very common break on all these late 80s Yamahas. I've had a few and they're all broken there. But this one doesn't have the piece. Usually the piece is still around. But otherwise, I'd say this bike is an 8 out of 10 in terms of condition. I'd almost say both of these bikes are 8s out of 10. And the nicest thing about this is the miles are crazy low, in my opinion at least. And the colors are really, really fresh on it. Really fresh. What another difference is, so the Canadian model on the FZR400 has a plastic tank cover. This is metal. This is a Japanese model. It's got a metal tank cover. Under here, right here, is the gas tank, and right here is the air box. And this is just a cover. On the TZR, this is the tank, and it's a metal tank, obviously. TZR has a much more basic swing arm as well. I imagine that's just for weight savings. All right, I'm gonna take the TZR for a ride. I got nowhere to mount the camera on it, but when I take the FZR for a ride, I got a camera mounted there for it.